Welcome back again, citizens. It's Matt from Madrealm Gaming, and today I just want to briefly discuss what I think about the state of FPS combat in 3.12. As always, thank you to my subscribers and especially my members and patrons over on Patreon. Let's go ahead and get right into it. I'd like to start with discussing all the things that I think CIG actually does right with the system before discussing how they can improve. First, we have equipment. There's a good variety in armor options that allow you to sacrifice your carrying capacity for different weapons, ammo, and utility items in exchange for mobility and speed, and an increased endurance time before you start to have an exerted heart rate and run out of stamina. You have a lot of weapon choices with several different attachments, which can lend to some nice customization options for your weapons. You have many different scopes, holographic sights, compensators, suppressors, stabilizers, all these different ways that you can customize your weapon and really make it feel like something that you're more familiar with. These weapon choices can affect combat pretty significantly, and especially in PvP. Right here, I waited for this guy to fire the first shot so I could lay him out after he got his crime stat. Lucky for me, an S71 can't fire fast enough to stop me from dropping him with a single shotgun shell before he gets his second to third shots off. FPS missions also give you a pretty decent mission payout, and many of them can be completed with just pistols, including the Arclight energy pistol that you start out with. These can be a strong entry point for new players and can be a really good way to start farming credits with starter ships. Now last, I would like to say that there is a pretty good variety of mission locations that you can actually check out in game right now, specifically for FPS combat. You have the derelict ship mission where you go explore crashed remains of a ship to recover a specific piece of cargo, and there's some gang members hanging out there. You have the 890 jump mission based out of ArcCorp and Microtech, where you're basically clearing out a hijacked 890 jump and trying not to wipe out any of the security personnel there. There's plenty of different bunker missions that you can check out. There's also a security post Korea where you can clear out a whole gang of Ninetales thugs. Now, the last good thing I'd like to say that the FPS combat has going for it is the fact that it's actually pretty fun to goof around with you and your friends when you're using it. Plus, weapon zeroing just got added into the game, which has actually added a pretty nice ability to hit people at long range that wasn't present before. Alright, now let's go ahead and move on to what they don't handle so well. Speaking of how easy it is for you to start these missions, the ones where you head to a planet-side bunker may not be the best for new players, as the turrets are kind of buggy and can be very hard to hit with ship weapons that aren't missile launchers or at least size 2. We also have the previously mentioned weapon zeroing, which is pretty nice, but it serves absolutely no purpose in PvE. Also, players desync at distances, so it isn't particularly helpful for PvP at this time. You're not going to be engaging in any long-range sniper battles this patch. Throwables do not work well. It's hard to tell if it went where you threw it, and sometimes the animation for throwing it is also incredibly buggy. Kills are a little bit too easy right now, as most weapon systems only seem to take around 3 to 4 bullets to kill an enemy. Though it's efficient for cost, and it does leave PvE weapon choice feeling a bit stale when you're actually grinding out the missions. Enemies have a really bad reaction time or working AI, and they don't really seem to respond to anything you do for several seconds after you start to do it. They also don't intelligently use cover at all and seem to be very slow to disengage from that cover if you flank them. Now, sometimes they'll also have superhuman accuracy, or they'll all be clustered up in the same small area, so it can be really tough. Especially when you combine that with the med pens that can be really glitchy to use and are kind of an awkward system. So this leads to kind of a strange experience where most of the time the enemies are basically useless and can't do much to fight back against you, and then sometimes you'll come in and it will feel like you just ran up against a squad of superhuman Terminators. It doesn't happen very often, but when it does happen, it's very noticeable. Now overall, it's a decent way to farm in-game, but you won't find the kind of challenge that you expect from a run-of-the-mill FPS just yet. It does seem like there's an issue with just how the AI is set up and how they respond to us as players. As far as PvP can be really fun if you can find a group of people to go engage with. Now I know this was a shorter format, and I'm looking to get a video like this out at a minimum of once a week. Things have been really stressful the last few weeks, and I've actually decided to relax on my video work for a while so it wouldn't be something that I would start to dislike. Now I'm feeling refreshed and I'm ready to get back to work, and I really appreciate those of you who watch all these videos to the end. As a thank you to you all, I'm actually going to be doing a giveaway for one of those lovely little WoW Blast Desperado toy guns for in-game. Just find a way to work the word toy into your comments down below, and I'll be offering this on the next live stream on Sunday. As always, I'll see you guys in the next one.